Editing images, Zoner Photo Studio brings more AI into the picture. Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. Joining us from Zoner is Thomas Urban. Hi, Thomas.
Howdy, Fred.
Great to see you once again. And let's start with a little background about the company for those who may not be familiar with it. Give us
Yes.
a brief overview.
So we started in 1993. That's when the company was started. And then in 94, they created something of a sort of a media explorer where you could sort your photos and do some very small edits. In 2004, that's when Zonar Photo Studio was actually born, but a very, of course, early version of what there is today. And then in 2016, we jumped on the subscription model due to kind of the business model shifting that way. And now we've evolved over time into what is now Zonar Photo Studio X and with the latest current update.
And that spring update has arrived with some impressive new features. Give us an overview of the tools and really how they make things easier.
Yes. So the main one, of course, is the AI. We've also jumped on this, if you can call it a bandwagon, but we like to approach it from a more practical approach. So we feel that we've created something that's very useful for each photographer and not create something that has so many gimmicks or something that's fancy, but it's not really something that every photographer is going to use. So the next sort of iteration of AI we've done is that we've done AI masks now to make selections faster. So all local adjustments can now be applied to masks and easily subtracted and added as needed. And so, of course, you can detect the objects, subjects in a photograph, skies, backgrounds, and things like that. We've also transferred that so that you can quickly edit an entire batch of images versus having to adjust every single one. So that makes editing much, much faster. We've also created the flexible masking and control over lighting so that now you can target brightness and the color range much more intuitively and on a finer level. And we've also played with the way that you can present your photos to social media. So you can create multiple canvases, diptychs, as well as triptychs. So those that are aware or not, we also have a module that's called the Create module. And in there, you can actually create physical products. So this is where that is applied. And then keeping up with trends of different formats of files, we've also added HEIF and HEVC formats and support locally to our program. So that's just some of the things, broadly speaking.
Just terrific. And as you were pointing out, the AI can actually determine the main subject of the photo for you just by looking at the picture, right?
Yes, yeah. Just with a click, and it figures out what is the object, what is the subject, and you can also manually select an object as well if it doesn't pick it up.
And sometimes masking the sky can be tricky, but this really simplifies that, right?
It can, yeah.
The software can do so many different things, Zoner Photo Studio X. Give us a fuller overview beyond just this update of the many things it can do because it can help you organize. It can even do video, right?
Yes, we try to take the philosophy of having a single workstation for everything that you do versus some software programs you have to jump around. So from culling, so an incredible way of basically organizing your files, all kinds of metadata, being able to sort all of your photos by metadata, and then being able to find them based on even specific dates, perhaps even where you were. So you can place locations on a map even and associate your photographs with that. And then once everything is culled and sorted, you also have the option of you can either actually import it into the program and have it there, or you can choose not to do that. Zoner is quite flexible and the approach of and respecting what each photographer prefers to do. But after the culling process is all done, we move into something where it's a full-on raw developer, and that's the develop module, and that is mainly the updates that we were talking about prior to this. That's where they took place. And then we also have a editor module, which is almost like a Photoshop in a sense that it's layers and masks. That is one area that we haven't touched on lately because we feel the develop module and our raw editor is the most important sort of thing to keep up to date with currently. And then we also created, as you mentioned, a video editor. So those of you, for example, photographing at weddings and taking lots of different just not just pictures but also videos, we have a place for you to edit that. There's quite a good amount of several tools. Of course, it's not going to be enough for somebody who's really a videographer and who wants to really take things deeply. It's not going to be enough, but it does cover everything that a typical photographer would need. And then we also have the last module, which is your create module. And that's a space where you can create all kinds of physical products from your photographs, such as canvas prints, photo books, and of course, just prints by themselves as well. So this is all contained within one single UI.
And you can assist with the storage of the images as well?
Yes, we also have, thanks for bringing that. We also have a online gallery, which is called Zonerama. And on there as well, we have hyphen, HIVEC support. And there's the free platform, which allows you to currently store an unlimited amount of photographs. And for a upgrade, you can then store an unlimited amount of 4K and HDR images. So it's also quite valuable as well. And that's something that you do not have to have a paid subscription to use the Zonerama online gallery.
What have you learned about your typical customer today? Obviously, it's a competitive space, always is, right?
Yes. So we decided lately to aim at someone who not just starting out, but of course people starting out, people who want to do it as a hobby, but also, of course, it's good enough for people that are professional and are doing it as a career. So uh, we've tried to kind of hit every sort of niche market like this.
Very interesting. So tell us how pricing works. You alluded to the subscription model.
Yes. So we offer the monthly, so everyone can decide, for 1 month they can purchase it ahead of time if that's interesting for them, and that's $5.99 a month. Or you can buy the yearly, which is going to be 59 for the year.
And you also have a free trial?
Yes, we have a 7-day free trial. So anybody who's just interested in perusing it around a bit, um, feel free to jump on zoner.com. There's a download link right up top, and you can try it out for 7 days without any hassle regarding finances.
Well, congratulations on what you and the team are doing there. The site again is Zoner, Zoner.com. Thomas Urban, thanks for spending time with us.
Thank you, Fred. Have a good one.